Hello, everybody. This is Betsy again. I just wanted to do a special step-by-step video on how to send a complaint to the Attorney General's office here in Arizona. For those of you who don't know, my name is Betsy. I went to the Art Institute of Phoenix, and I was hoping to get a degree in digital filmmaking and video production back in December. The school closed down soon afterwards, and I never received my degree. Me and another student named Vanessa Bonilla, we went to the Department of Post-Secondary Education, and we were told by a representative of the Attorney General's Office of Arizona that we need to tell students to file a complaint. So I'm just walking you step by step to show you how you can do that. And if you see here, basically what I did is I went to Google and I just typed in Attorney General of Arizona. If you see here, this is the name of the Attorney General, information about him. And if you scroll down here, this is the website that you need to go to. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. Again, the website is right up there for those of you who might not have catched it the first time. And what we're going to do is we need to file a consumer complaint of fraud. And for those of you who don't know, basically your complaint is going to be, I was promised certain services and I did not receive those services, right? So some of you might go on and complain and say, I was promised a diploma, I never received a diploma. Or I was promised a career services and I was promised a job, I never received that. I was promised a valued education and I did not receive that. Whatever your complaint may be, this is the place to do it. So we're going to go right here under complaints, right? And we're going to go all the way down under consumer complaints. And we're going to go ahead and click on that. And just on this page alone, there's a wealth of information. There is the procedures for filing a consumer complaint on everything that you need to know. And then there's general information. If I go here to procedures, let's go ahead and click on that. It definitely lets you know the procedure and everything that's going on, things that you might need, things that you need to be organized. And then I'm going to go and scroll back over here. And then if I go to general information right here, there's even more information on things that I might need with other numbers that you can reach out and call. I'm going to go ahead and go back. So if you go here, you can click and download a PDF to mail them. But I feel most of us are going to want to file a web complaint. So you click right here to please click here to file an online consumer complaint. This is where we're going to go to file the complaint. Now this is going to be interesting because usually this complaint is done for a product or service. I went to this business, I paid X amount of money, and I didn't receive my house, I didn't receive the car, I didn't receive whatever it is that you're purchasing. Ours is a little bit different, right? Because it's a college, it's a different institution. So some of the questions you may not be able to answer, but if they need more additional information, they will contact you and let you know. So if you see here, there are numbers you can call to contact, and there's also an email. I recommend that you reach out to them. It's very, very important for you to reach out to any representative that you can. A couple of things that I recommend that you have prepared before you start filling out the form is that before you begin, they're going to ask you what your actual complaint is. So I recommend that you take some time before you start this and type up something, a response. I didn't do that, and it took me a little bit of time to figure out what my wording was going to be. So I recommend that you do that. So this is any complaint that you have. If you're complaining that you didn't receive your diploma, you need to let them know. If you're complaining that you haven't been able to get a job and you were promised a job, you need to let them know. If you're complaining about not being able to get your money back, if you're complaining that you felt that you didn't get the education that you received, if you were promised a career center that doesn't exist anymore, any complaint, anything that you want to let them know, you have to jot that down, make a list, make a statement. And then they're going to ask you, what did you do with those complaints? Who did you talk to address those concerns? And you need to be as transparent as possible, right? If you didn't reach out to anybody, then say that. If you did reach out to people, then let them know. This is who I emailed, this is who I talked to. Be as transparent and honest as possible. That's the best way to go about this, because if you lie and they catch you in a lie, they may not be inclined to help you, right? Because now they can't trust you. So be transparent and honest about that. Make sure you have time to fill out this form. Make sure you write down a statement. And I also urge you to gather any documentation that you have at the school. The day that you were accepted, the day that you registered, the day that you graduated, any transcripts, any information whatsoever. If you can find a form that says that they promised that you were going to get a job when you graduate and you haven't been able to get a job, you need that piece of paper. Because towards the end, they're going to ask you to upload all that information. So any documentation that you may have at all, anything at all, I really recommend it. I really recommend, if you know who your admissions officer was, put their names down. If you have the date of when you were accepted to the school, you're going to need to know that information. So gather all this documentation together before you get started. If you have any questions, you can always reach out to us. You can join our Facebook group. You can comment on YouTube, and reach out to us. And we're more than happy to answer any questions that you might have.